Lost Kite by Manus AI. Chapter. Liam was 14, a quiet boy who loved simple things. His favorite possession was a bright red kite, a gift from his grandmother. On sunny, windy days, he would take it to the open field behind his house. The kite with its long flowing tail would dance in the sky, a vibrant splash of color against the blue. It made Liam feel happy and free watching it soar high above the trees. One Tuesday afternoon, the wind was perfect. It whistled softly through the leaves, promising a good flight. Liam walked to the field, his red kite tucked under his arm. He carefully unwound the string, held the kite up, and waited for a strong gust. The wind caught it, pulling it upwards. Liam let out more string, and the kite climbed higher and higher, a bright red bird in the sky. He smiled, feeling the familiar tug on the string, a connection to the sky. Suddenly, a very strong gust of wind ripped through the air. It was much stronger than before. The string, old and thin, snapped with a sharp twang. Liam watched in shock as his beautiful red kite broke free. It soared even higher, then began to drift away, carried by the powerful wind. It floated over the tall oak trees at the edge of the field, then over the roofs of the houses in his neighborhood. Liam's heart sank. His kite was gone. But a moment later, a strong feeling of determination filled him. He couldn't just give up. He had to get his kite back. Without thinking, he started to run. He ran out of the field, through his backyard, and onto the quiet street. His eyes were fixed on the small, red shape disappearing in the distance. The chase had begun, fueled by his refusal to quit. Chapter. Liam ran as fast as he could, his eyes never leaving the red kite. It was drifting slowly now, sometimes dipping low, sometimes catching a new gust and rising higher. He followed it down his street past familiar houses and gardens. The wind seemed to be playing a game, teasing him, pulling his kite further and further away. His first obstacle was Mrs. Henderson's tall wooden fence. The kite had floated over it, landing gently on the other side. Liam tried to climb, but the fence was too high and smooth. He looked around, thinking. He needed a resourceful solution. Then he spotted a sturdy old trash can. He dragged it over, climbed on top, and carefully pulled himself over the fence. He landed softly in Mrs. Henderson's flower bed, apologizing silently to her prize-winning roses. The kite continued its journey, now heading towards Elm Street, a much busier road. Liam knew he had to be careful. He reached the corner, and saw cars whizzing by. He waited patiently, showing patience and good judgment for a gap in the traffic. When it was safe, he quickly crossed, his eyes still on the red kite which was now floating gracefully towards the local park, a large green space at the edge of town. As he hurried along the sidewalk, he saw Mrs. Davis, his kind elderly neighbor, tending her rose bushes. She looked up, her face crinkling into a smile. "Oh, hello, Liam. What's the hurry, dear?" she asked. Liam, out of breath, pointed to the sky. "My kite. It broke free." Mrs. Davis nodded, her eyes following his finger. "Oh, dear. Well, keep going, dear, you'll catch it. Perseverance is key. Don't give up." Her words were a small boost of encouragement, a warm feeling in his chest. He waved and kept running. He finally reached the park, his legs aching but his determination still strong. He scanned the sky, searching for the familiar red shape. There it was. But his heart sank again. The kite wasn't flying free anymore. It was caught, high up in the branches of the tallest oak tree in the park, its red fabric flapping gently in the wind like a trapped bird. Chapter. The oak tree was ancient and enormous, its branches reaching towards the sky like giant arms. Liam stood at its base, looking up. The red kite was tangled near the very top, far out of reach. He tried jumping, stretching, even throwing a small stick, but nothing worked. The kite seemed stuck for good. He felt a wave of disappointment wash over him. All that running, all that effort for nothing. He sat down on the grass, feeling tired and a little sad. But then he remembered Mrs. Davis' words, perseverance is key. He looked at the kite, then at the ground around the tree, searching for a resourceful solution. That's when he saw it, a long sturdy branch that had fallen during a recent storm. It was thick at one end and tapered to a thinner point, almost like a giant fishing rod. An idea sparked in his mind. Liam stood up, his energy renewed by his resourcefulness. He dragged the heavy branch over to the tree. It was long, but not quite long enough to reach the kite directly. He needed to get higher. He looked at the tree trunk, then at the lowest branch. It was just within his grasp. With a grunt, he pulled himself up, his sneakers finding purchase on the rough bark. He climbed carefully, holding the long branch with one hand until he was standing on a thick, stable branch, still below the kite but much closer. Now, holding the fallen branch like a spear, he carefully aimed its thinner end towards the kite string. He pushed, gently at first, then with more force. The branch brushed against the kite, making it wobble. He tried again, nudging the string. Slowly, carefully, the kite began to loosen. A small gust of wind helped, and with a final push, the kite came free. It fluttered down, spiraling gracefully towards him. Liam caught it with both hands, a wide smile spreading across his face. He carefully climbed back down the tree holding his precious kite. It was a little dusty, and one corner was slightly torn, but it was safe. He had done it. His perseverance and resourcefulness had paid off. Walking home, Liam felt a quiet pride. His legs were tired, but his heart was light. He got about the long run, the fence, the busy street, and Mrs. Davis' kind words. He got about climbing the tree and using the branch. It had been a small adventure, but it was his adventure. He had faced a challenge and he had won. He understood now that even when things seem lost, with enough perseverance and a little resourcefulness you can often find a way to succeed. When he got home, he carefully mended the small tear in his kite. He knew he would fly it again soon. And next time, he would tie the string extra tight. He looked forward to the next windy day, ready for whatever simple joys it might bring, knowing he could handle challenges that came his way. The message of the lost kite. Core message: perseverance and resourcefulness can help you overcome challenges and achieve your goals. This story illustrates how Liam, despite facing obstacles and moments of disappointment, uses his determination and clever thinking to retrieve his lost kite. His journey highlights the importance of not giving up and finding creative solutions to problems.